everybody. Um, I'm sorry about the bad lighting. I just wanted to come on and I feel like Father prompted me to come on and talk to you guys about something, um, a few things, um, to kind of give you a little bit of wisdom, maybe, in these times here, um, to to help you to understand what is going on. Um, and then talking to you a little bit about getting prepared for, you know, things that are just about to happen. Um, where to start on this? uh, because there's so much I want to say, but I don't want to make a big old long video. Giovanni, stop. You guys ignore this crazy puppy. He's still a hot mess. He's 4 months old now, and so he was growling at himself in my bedroom mirror. Stop, boy. Please. Behave. Anyways, um, I'll show you how much he's grown. He's gotten so much bigger now. He's not like he was when he was a little tiny, but he's real wiggly and he's always trying to get in trouble. Huh. And you're a mess, aren't you? Okay. Abba blesses us with little buddies in our lives. Okay, there you go. Yeah. Okay, so we're seeing things develop in the world, um, trying to figure out what's happening. Shortages. We just had 10,000 cows down in Kansas just drop dead, um, and supposedly it was from heat exhaustion, but I don't know. I have my own ideas on that, but anyway, we've got governments doing unpredictable things. Um, we're all worrying about what's going to happen with the financials, all these things happening in the world. And so here's what I'm saying. You know, many times in the Old Testament, it talks about these times also and the use of things that will, like, I think it's in the book of, it's either Malachi or Micah. I get the two of them confused, I'm not a pastor, so I don't know addresses very well. I've said this a million times on this channel. But it also in like Zephaniah and Isaiah, Ezekiel, other places, it talks about, you know, things that will happen where people be standing there and they'll be in this battle. People be standing there and all of a sudden their eyes and their tongue will melt out of their head and they'll drop their weapon where they stand. Talks about cannibalism. It talks about because of famine, where they eat their own sons. Um, Lots of times there's famine talked about in the Old Testament. So, I'm saying these things because, you know, I see a pattern in the church a lot where people are just, oh, well, God isn't going to allow anything to happen to me because I believe in Him. Um, he's in control. God is in control. We hear all these like little religious cliches. The Father wants us to be proactive and do things too. Yes, He makes us these promises. Yes, He will take care of us. However, I was reminded just a little while ago by the Ruach, the Holy Spirit, that, Abba has encouraged people to prep since the flood. Okay, and we've been talking, I've been talking to you guys about the ark, where Abba told Noah and his family to stock that boat up with things for the creatures, the animals, and for themselves, and to spare, so that when they came out, there would be, they could survive. Okay. Abba furnished the ark, but, you know, he wanted Noah and them to be proactive and to put stuff up. So that leads me to, also, and I had mentioned this, and I think it was in the last video too, about, where the Pharaoh in Egypt had a dream about the cows and the hippopotamuses, and then, some were skinny, some of them were, and Joseph interpreted that dream of, 7 years of plenty, 7 years of famine. And they were told to start preparing, putting stuff up. And I've seen a major amount recently of talk from people who are preppers, okay, where, they talk all about what to do, to like self sustain and all that. And, I agree also. However, too, though, is that in this time, we got to get real close to the Father, okay? Um, in Him is that safety. But by the same token, we got to be proactive. We have to, be ready to do what He tells us to do. And so, like, we have been putting stuff up. There's other churches that have been telling their people to put stuff up. So it's not a lack of faith in the Father to put stuff up, whether that be starting a garden, okay, to sustain yourself, or use of a dehydrator and a vacuum sealer, okay, put stuff up. I've just started canning. I've been doing that now a couple months, a little bit, and I'm gonna be kicking it into overdrive here. Uh, I'm waiting on the canner pan to arrive. I had to order that. I was trying to do it with a Dutch oven, and it doesn't work so good. So, but it gave me practice. Okay, so now I think I can dial it in. But it doesn't show lack of faith in Father to put stuff up, you guys. It shows wisdom. It also shows good stewardship, you know, because if you think about it too, I don't hear a lot of people talking about it, but it's unfortunately there's going to be people that we're going to encounter, or the Father will send people to us that will need care. Okay, so we're going to have enough, not just for, you know, me and mine, but for others as well. Which leads me to this other point too, is that because I was asking the Father about it, I'm like, Father, if this is going to go on for an amount of years, there ain't none of us that's going to have enough stuff stocked back to survive all that time. And if we get accosted and all this, because this is going to happen too. I mean, in these times, when lawlessness starts, you guys, everything that we know as far as society is going to be way different. Um, a Father will protect us. But the Father told me, he's like, look, he said, put up what you can. I will multiply what you have. He said, remember when the children of Israel were in the desert and I was there with them. I kept them nourished. I kept them hydrated, them and their livestock. He looked out for their clothes. He kept them cool with the cloud pillar. When it was cold, it was the fire pillar. Okay, it was there. um, and all those things, but also the fishes and the loaves. Okay, he's like, do I need to remind you of that? You know, because I'm just like anyone else. I get concerned about things because, you know, face it. I mean, none of us have ever really encountered anything like this, and this is the end of the age. It's that black horse that rides with them balances in his hand, which is the financial system and all this other stuff. Okay, and I know I still gotta finish the teachings on, Genesis 8, Revelation 8, where the flood and then the trumpets. I know I gotta finish that. Okay, I'm still sorting out the last tidbits of, where I told you, oops, life had gotten crazy. Okay, so I'm still sorting out the last bit of that. As soon as I get that nailed down, then I can finish the study, and then I can do the teaching, finish that teaching on get in the ark, there's a flood coming. Because he already gave me the next teaching. So I know he's like, okay, it's time to get off that and go. But I wanted to talk to you guys about this because it's really important to understand that, we've got to, we those of us who are children of the Most High, we got to prepare on both fronts. Okay, we have to make sure spiritually that we're close to the Father. Okay, Father is going to be sending his judgments. I believe they've already started, to be honest. And then we have, where I did the teaching on the other bloodline, right? That other kingdom, them kicking it into overdrive and doing what they're doing. And then we have, everything else, and we're just kind of caught in the middle. The only way we're going to really be able to understand or to be able to get any wisdom, excuse me, it's late here, and guidance that we need is to stay close to the Father. We've got to work on. I was talking with someone today, one of the brothers today, because it had been revealed to me that prayer prayer isn't just prayer for prayer's sake. Prayer actually also is worship. Worship. So to spend time in that prayer, lots of it, as much as we possibly can. Not where we're just talking out at Father, okay, but when we're reverencing and really on our face before Him, at His feet, praying. That's where we need to focus. That, and also bulk up on the Word. Okay, because there's a practical to every part of the spirit. Remember, I've said that, you guys. There's a spirit and natural of all things. Life as we knew it before will never ever go back to what it was. And I'm sorry to tell you that. Okay, the scriptures speak very plainly. Yeshua in Matthew 24, he talked about these times, and so these things are not. Everything's just going to keep doing like a snowball rolling down a hill, you guys. It's just going to keep on getting more intense. And the assaults from the adversary towards us are going to get more and more intense. The adversary is dividing families right now. He's dividing the body of Yeshua right now. He is afflicting the world right now. He's weaving his web of deception. He's got his seed out here perpetrating things against innocent people. You know, so we've got that kind of warfare going on right now against us, and what are we doing? We've got to stock up spiritually and get close to the Father, but we also need to be putting things up. And not even just so much for ourselves, but to keep some extra, because mark these words. Father will send, it might only just be a family, it might be 20 people, okay? Mark these words, Father will send people to his children to be cared for. You know, his little innocent lambs that are out there running from the wolves, okay? He's going to send them to shelter, and that shelter is going to be with us. You know, that's the one thing, you know, I've noticed because I've been paying a lot of attention to these, you know, people who talk about prepping and that kind of thing. And you know, there's like a couple that talk about, you know, getting right spiritually, okay? And so Patrick Humphrey is one. He's a good one. And then also Deep South Homestead, I think, is the guy's name too. Um, and they talk about, you know, involving Father in this, and consulting Father and staying close to Father in all this. But most of the rest of them are, you know, they're, I mean, self reliance is okay to a point, but not when you exclude the Father. Because, you know, Father is the prepper. Okay. You know, he knows how to defend his household. And we'll get into that more in the next teaching, I bet. I bet he's going to have me touch on that more. But you guys, you know, now more than ever, it's time to get real serious about watching the times and looking how it falls into prophecy, you know, what is written. And go and consult the books. Ask the Father to show you about these weapons, okay, that I just spoke about the times when, you know, enemies are going to be on our own soil and what's going to happen. The result of cataclysms and judgments will give rise to this new world order, this beast system, you guys. I mean, it's all being set up, you know, and following along with what the prophecies all say. You know, Yeshua, Jesus himself, he talked about these times. You know, where it's gonna be like this. There's nothing easy about these times at all. And it says, you know, that men's hearts will fail them for fear. Okay, so that's got to tell you, you know, where there's going to be these, you know, elites. They're going to go in their caves and in the rocks, and they're going to become so fearful. They're going to beg the mountain to fall on them. You know, they're going to seek death, and they're not going to find it. So, I mean, you guys start reading in Revelation. It's the itinerary. Okay, what's next? Okay, this is coming next. Okay, this is coming next. This will tell us. You know, that's what we've been doing. We've been doing this for a couple, 3 years around here. Probably more like three. You know, but during this time, you know, let me give you something. I don't want to just be a doom and gloom. Let me give you something, though, that's going to be an encouragement. You know, it says that in the last days, the Father will pour out his Spirit upon all flesh. It says it in Joel chapter 2 and Acts chapter 2. That great outpouring, that's like I'm excited about that. I've been waiting, and I've been knowing that that was coming soon since 2017 or so. And, you know, because the Father was showing me that and giving me that anticipation. And he's told me things like, you know, pretty soon the whole world's going to know me, you know, and that gives me hope, you know. So there is hope in all this. There's storms coming, okay? There's a flood coming. But there is hope in that. There's hope in all this. Our Father will take care of his own, but we have to do the practical part. Okay, so you guys, you know, Start digging in and pressing into the Father. Get close to Him. If there's ever a time, ever in your life, now's the time to do that. And also start putting stuff up, okay? And that doesn't mean go out and spend like $10,000 and, all that. Ask Him to show you or to tell you what to put up. And remember that what we do put up, so long as we've been earnest and obedient about it, He will multiply what we have. So, anyways, you guys, thank you for your patience. I know that you guys have been waiting for the rest of that teaching for a long time, and I ask you to forgive me. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I've just got this one major hurdle I've got to get over in my life, and I'll explain it all to you when it's all said and done, and then we'll get plugging along in this. You guys, thank you for your patience, and I just speak peace and shalom. Okay, shalom and blessings upon every one of you guys, and I noticed that I hadn't been getting any comments in the comment section, so I'm hoping that everybody didn't drop off. But irregardless, I'm gonna keep putting these videos up. So, anyways, that's it. Okay, you guys be blessed. Get busy. Get to work. We got stuff to do. All right. Till next time. Bye bye.